He's a dad with a beard and a big old heart, raising tiny tornadoes, tearing things apart, laughing through the mess and the midnight cries, with an angel watching from the sky. It's the fatherless dad, 2 kids, 1 plan, just doing his best, like every real man.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Fatherless Dad 2025. Today I'm breaking down the Dad Playbook. Real plays that I use when the chaos hits. Because being a dad isn't just reacting. It's leading with love. It's showing up with purpose. Coaches have playbooks, quarterbacks have signals. Dad, we need a strategy too. Let me show you my top 5 go-to plays when parenting gets wild. And yeah, I call them plays because that's exactly what they are. Intentional actions under pressure. You ready? Play number 1. The 5-second reset. The calm commander. When everything's spiraling, breathe. Take 5 seconds. That 5 seconds pause, it's not just silence. It's a strategy. It's how I go from being overwhelmed and overstimulated to present. And just remember, your kids are having a hard time. They're not giving you a hard time. Alright guys, play number 2. So, sometimes we gotta redirect. Be a magician and be ridiculous with it. Sometimes what your kids want is just ridiculous. I like to think I like to be more ridiculous than they are. Because that's how you play with a toddler. You combat complex situations with magic because to them it's real. So, here's a story. Your toddler wants a popsicle for breakfast? Cool. Time to turn into a wizard. Did you see that bird flying through the window? Try it. It works. Redirect their focus to something absolutely ridiculous. One time, my daughter was full volume sobbing over the wrong socks. I pointed out at the speck on the wall and I said, I think there's a ladybug hiding under there. Total silence. Then she giggled. That's the power of redirection. You just shift their focus to something else. Alright guys, play number 3. The snack reset. The mood shifter. Look, you wouldn't function either if you're hangry. Neither do toddlers. Keep a snack on deck. A fed toddler is a less destructive one. If you watched my last video, you already know the crying baby flowchart, and it says to check hunger right after checking if the diaper is wet or soiled. The snack reset, that's a power move straight out of the flowchart playbook. If they're crying, the food's the second stop on the map, and a real quick one. I mean, how long does it take to check a diaper, guys? Play number 4 is probably one of the most crucial and one of the most important. Parenting isn't a solo sport. You gotta know when you can tap out and know when to sub in, just like players in sports. That's how teams win. They don't play the whole game. And that's how partners in parenting need to win also. Like I said in our last episode, sometimes saying, I can't carry this right now, I need help, is oxygen when it feels hard to breathe. That phrase, I need help, I need to tap out, it's not just a line. It's survival. It's love. It's being able to rely on your partner, and it's being able to be that partner for your partner. Sometimes the strongest thing I can do is to say, I need a break. It's not weakness. It's wisdom. All right, guys. We're going to talk about play number 5. Reflection. You know, that's your mental reframe. I have for a long time, I've had trouble feeding my children solid food. I don't know what it is. The bottle was no problem. But when it came to solid foods, especially dinner time, it's very, very difficult for me. And I struggle with something that is developmentally normal for children. When they throw food on the floor, it just makes my blood boil. And I don't know why. And I know it's perfectly normal, but for some reason, when I see my daughter throw something on the floor that I've spent hours working on to buy, and then the time to prepare and to cook it, and then to cool it down, only to have it thrown on the floor, it's tough. And there are times I wish I handled those moments better. There was one time my daughter threw something on the floor, like she always does, and I don't know, I just lost it. I got up and I went into the kitchen to go get her something else, and I slammed the cupboard door, and it made a very, very loud noise. And when I came out, my daughter was scared. For the first time in her life, my daughter was afraid. And I did that. And that moment broke me. I remember sitting on the floor crying because I realized that the first time my daughter was afraid was because of something I did. And I knew in that moment that's not the dad I wanted to be. That's not the dad I want my kids to have. And, you know, I that's the night I really reflected for the first time. And that's the day I wrote my first play. Walk away, breathe, reset. The next night, I ran it. My daughter tossed her food on the floor, as she always does, and I felt myself getting angry. But I tapped out. My wife took over, and I went outside. I took 5 minutes, and my daughter didn't have to see me get upset. And I was able to calm myself and come back. And because I did that, we won that night. And we managed to continue the night without causing any trauma over some wasted food. If you notice something triggers you, write it down. Then once you've written down your trigger moments, then you can script a response to it. Now it's your turn. Grab your phone, notebook, whatever, and write this down. When blank happens, I will respond by blank. Why? Because it aligns with the dad I want to be. If this episode hit home, drop your favorite dad move in the comments. Subscribe and join this journey, because we don't panic anymore. We run the play.
It's the fatherless dad, 2 kids, 1 plan, just doing his best, like every real man.